Hey YouTube, welcome back to Universe X, and today we will be doing another video on the Unison Warrior format contenders. Today will be Blue Boujack. Now, Boujack is a very interesting deck because a lot of people are saying that blue is just blown out of the water. And I think that we've already seen that Blue Boujack can hold its own. It got second place at the UW format national side event. And well, it was piloted by an exceptional player named Dahan, but it definitely has legs to work with, and it even has another toy coming out of the next set. So I am very excited to kind of dive into this one. Before I do that, I want to go into the normal things. If you aren't already following the official Facebook group or the discussion group, this is going to be where you get all the meat and potatoes for your coverage. I mean, you get the discussion group, but you get the normal spoilers as well as announcements that are official from the official page. Both of those will be in the description. You've also got the Universe X group, where I am trying to be more active still, and then you have the Universe X Discord, which is active on its own. So these are all things that'd be cool to follow. If you support the channel, you want to support the channel and join that UniX fam, hit that subscribe button, like the video, comment on the video, let me know your thoughts, and we will keep growing. As of making this video, we are 2 subscribers away from hitting a 1,500 subscriber milestone. Upon that, I'm gonna do a little mini giveaway just because, you know, incentives are cool, but also commemorating the moment. I spend a lot of time looking downfield, end up tripping over what's right in front of my face, so we're gonna smell the roses. We're gonna stop and smell the roses. Past that though, let me know in the comments what other decks you guys think are gonna be contenders. I have a list of things, but I also want to make sure I am making the content you want to see. So if I see something crop up enough in my Facebook group or the Discord or in the comment section, I'll pivot and see what I can do about those decks. But yes, the focus here will be Blue Boujack. I am going to go over the list, and then I'm going to kind of talk more in depth about it. This one won't have an untapped portion, and the only reason why it won't have an untapped portion is because Boujack is such a responsive deck. There's just a lot of factors that go into it. How fast your opponent's coming at you. Boujack versus aggro is 100% a different game than Boujack versus mid-range or Boujack versus another control deck. There's just a whole lot of variables. You'll see there's some effects that Boujack is allowed to do where cards will come into your energy from the top of your deck, and that changes up your toolbox because you will use your energy as a resource. There's a whole bunch of things that kind of become variables that make solitaring just utterly irrelevant. So with that being said, we are now going to go into the deck list and start talking about Boujack. So here is my list for UW format Boujack. Because this is packs and packs old, I'm gonna go over some of the effects, pretty much most of the effects. But you got Boujack. Permanent, reduce the combo cost of mono blue Boujack cards in your hand by 1. Most important effect on the front of this card, or the back. Activate battle once per turn, use 1 mono blue Boujack card in your energy in a combo. If you do, place the top card of your deck into your energy in rest mode. Okay. Then Awaken. When your life is at 3 or less, or you have a blue Unison card with a specified cost of 4 in play, you may draw 2 cards, switch up to 1 of your energy active mode, then flip this card over. Alright, so very important things. You can already see, if you look at the cards, most of these have a combo cost of 1, and so the blue, you know, Boujack cards, and so what you're going to be able to do is play them or combo them for the free from your hand. Very important because a lot of them have effects when comboed. Now, his backside effect has the same reducing the combo cost effect, and then it has auto once per turn blue. Choose 1 card in your hand, discard it. You can only activate blue card skills from your hand and can't activate counter skills from your hand from the turn. When your opponent attacks, switch up to 4 of your mono blue energy to active mode. There we go. So that's a huge, like, it's like a miniature Xeno button. For where we are in the game, chances are it's going to kind of just be a Xeno button, because how far are you getting up in energy? Maybe 7 max. This is going to untap more than half your energy anytime you use it. Now you've got the activate battle is still the once per turn, use 1 mono blue Boujack card in your energy in a combo. If you do, place the top card of your deck into your energy in rest mode. Cool. So you can see he's already going to be using your energy as a toolbox. And the cool part about this is that this it extends your hand essentially, because you may have 10 cards in hand, but you have 6 cards in energy, meaning that you potentially have 16 different cards you can choose to combo with depending on how your energy has been charged and depending on how the charges have happened from the top of your deck. So this is kind of where that goes. Cards I have in here. 4, Goku of the Calamity. When this card is played, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, add up to 1 Boujack Brigade with energy cost of 3 or less, or 1 blue unison card with specified cost of 4 amongst them. Shuffle your deck. This is the normal searcher, but the cool part is activate battle once per turn. You can pay 1 and he's going to gain 11,000 and critical. Random side note, while this card is just the typical searcher and has a cool effect after that, activate battle is so much better than activate main in these cases, because your opponent has to choose whether or not they want to preemptively negate it if they think it's going to be a problem. But these cards can generally sneak in if they're activate battles, because you swing, they have to decide whether they're going to stop it, and then after that you can choose what you're going to do, and they have to commit to the combo if you decide to combo on it. So that's neat. Next, you got Beat of the Cruel. Auto, when this card is played, draw 1 card, and then he has the activate battle that changes him into a double strike. Because of this deck being able to combo with 10Ks for like a couple of the 10Ks, like this Boujack will combo in for just the free if you want to. Sometimes your combos can get a little neat, and when your combos start getting kind of clean, you can pile on a lot of damage through, you know, a random double strike that they had to choose whether or not they were going to negate before you had to, you know, make a play on it. So that's pretty cool. You got Boujack the Commando. Counterattack, if your leader card is a Boujack Brigade card, negate the attack and play this card. And then you can activate this guy from your energy, so that's actually pretty neat too. Yes, it's telegraphed, but that's also cool because, you know, you combo with the card from your energy, this guy gets flipped from the top of your deck. Yes, they know it's coming, but that's 1 more negate that you have access to. You didn't have to pull from your hand. Pretty cool. And then they have to plan around that negate. And while they can plan around that negate, they don't know what you have in your hand. All sorts of little mind games here. It's just the beauty of expanding your pool by having additional cards you can use. So yeah, permanent, you can activate this card's counter skill from your energy by paying its energy cost and choosing 1 card in your hand and discarding it. Cool. Yeah. So that's actually pretty cool. He replaces himself if he's used like that. It's just like the other ones can be replaced by combo through your leader's effect. This guy is actually going to replace himself with the counter effect. Now for the super combo, should be a no-brainer. Just maxed out of Zeno, Edge of Space. Because this deck is a energy toolbox, this card is going to be able to be your super combo. You can, if you know your opponent isn't running a lot of removal or just doesn't have removal, you can play this to get the cantrip and then just use it in the combo when you need to. But yeah, this is going to be able to get use a super combo and add 1 card from your energy and then place 1 card from your hand into your energy, allowing you to cycle your cards. You know, you flip over a good card like a Chilled Army Reinforcement, a Galactic Buster, a Baby Hatch, a Unison that you need. You can use a super combo just to take it. So that's pretty cool. It also is at 5 or less instead of 4 or less. So if you guys have played with this card before, you kind of know that is a definite differentiator. You can just use your super combo earlier, and in some cases that's just great. You got Zanya, the Evildoer. She is a unbreakable for you guys that are old heads about this game, but yeah, you combo her from your battle or energy, you draw 1 card. She's only 5k though, but she's still going to cantrip you just for comboing with him. You got Goku the Evildoer. You can play him for 1 blue after you combo with him. When he's played, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 1 or less, placed at the bottom of its deck. He's a beater, and he can come into play, and you need a certain ratio. It's kind of what he do. Boujack the Evildoer, you can also play this card from your, it's like when you combo with this card from your hand or your energy, you play this card from the drop. When he's played, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, energy cost greater than their energy, bounce it. Most good cards are cheated out, so if they don't have barrier, this guy's good. Or sorry, not bounce it, I'm so sorry. It can't be attacked or used in a combo until the end of their next turn, which essentially takes it out of the equation. It doesn't get rid of it, but it can really put a stop to your opponent doing some stupid stuff, and they can't even combo it off the field if that's their aim as well. This card gets around a lot of good cards. Like, there are a lot of double strike threats in the game right now, or dual attack threats in the game right now, and this really starts putting the hurt on them. Like the SR Trunks get messed up by this early in the game because it is technically a 5-drop. Same with Divine Presence. It depends on when you use this card, because of course there's going to be that turning point where your opponent has enough energy to where this is not going to really affect them in most cases. But yeah, still very good card. You've got the Boujack, Rampaging Agent of Destruction. This is a TP. That says when it's in rest mode, your opponent's battle cards energy cost greater than or equal to their current energy cannot attack leader cards. When he's comboed with from your hand or energy, you can play him, and when he's KO'd, you draw one card. So the coolest part about these two cards between Boujack and Boujack, they start hindering your opponent for cards that they cheated out. And this is good because this deck has a very strong pivot from turn 4 up. Before turns 1, 2, and 3, this deck is essentially staying alive, you know, setting up the hand, making some chips. Now, after turn 4, when you're resolving a Majin Buu, when you're awakening, when you're untapping 1 for your leader that turn, awakening, but then you're untapping 1 energy for your Majin Buu the following turn when your opponent goes into their main phase, that's actually a really big thing, because then you're going to be able to start untapping a lot of energy if you're not planning to counter that turn. Your game changes when you awaken, you get this Buu online. So cards like this Boujack and this Boujack allow you to kind of control that pace and try not to get stripped by cards that are, you know, coming out way above curve. Now you got Boujack the Evil Doer. This guy is like the premier come out of your energy kind of card. Boujack the Evil Doer, he's got dual attack. He comes out for blue colorless, and when he's played, you choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, no restriction, place it at the bottom of the owner's deck. Great removal, and at 20k dual attack, it's great pressure too. So this is kind of what's cool. It also is going to be able to evolve into your boss card, but we'll get into that a little later. 2 God Sealing Techniques. The reason why there are 2 of these is because you're not playing your Unison until turn 4, and so you don't want to have 3 or 4 cards that are going to be dead for the first 3 turns of the game. That sucks. Technically, they're dead for the first 4 turns of the game because you're not really going to be using a God Sealing on your turn. There are some cases, you know, if your opponent's running your rival strategies, but you don't want to run cards that are going to be sitting in your hand doing absolutely nothing. So this is cool. If you draw it early, you draw it early. But hopefully you'll have your Unison on board and you'll be drawing through your cards and you'll be able to get a God Sealing, or you'll put a God Sealing into your energy and, you know, Zeno it to your hand. There's a whole bunch of stuff you can do. So that's pretty cool. One of the new things that's picked up, because it picked up kind of a couple cards from each previous set, picked up 2 cards from Sand Showdown. SS Kaba, Proud Zenith. If you guys don't remember what this guy does, unique dual attack blocker. When this card is played, choose 1. If it's your turn, draw 2 cards. If it's your opponent's turn, place up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards energy cost of 4 or less at the bottom of your owner's deck, or if it's owner's deck, now switch up to 1 of your blue energy to active mode. Auto at the end of your turn, switch this card to active mode. And then the last part is activate main/battle. Blue 2 colorless. If there's total of 3 or more blue cards or yellow cards in your battle area and or combo area, play this card from your hand. This card is just playing cards from its from its energy when it combos with them. Very easy, or from, you know, your hand when comboing with them. Very easy to set up that board state to be able to play this guy. But this guy is pretty cool. He is either essentially a little pot of greed when he comes out, but he can swing twice for 19k and then still stand himself to be a blocker, or you can play him during your turn. Now, that limitation of being a 4 or less kind of hurts, but at the same time, it still can be good mitigation. You can still play this and bounce something, and then still have him open to block after that. And this deck is still pretty good at comboing, so if you can block, you can generally save your blocker. Pretty good card. The next card that it gained from Sand Showdown is actually Kale, Rampaging Demon. Deflect, double strike, auto. When this card is played without using skills, choose 1. You get to choose all of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost of 3 or more, place them at the bottom of your owner's deck, and if your leader card is a blue Kale card, place up to 1 card from the top of your deck under the leader card. The last part's irrelevant. But if you have 7 or more energy, choose all of your opponent's battle cards ignoring barrier and place them at the bottom of the owner's deck, and this card gains barrier and dual attack for the turn. This is a bomb. This is something that you have to draw into. Like, you have a late game finisher. She's got deflect, she's got double strike, and frankly, if you resolve her for 7, it's a mollywhopping. You are for 5 and you have 7 energy, it's a mollywhopping. Not only do you get to keep 2 energy up, but you are literally about to swing at your opponent for 30k double strike with barrier twice after bottom decking all their cards. It's just disgusting. The other cool thing about this is that it's costed in a way where you are going to want to play it on turn 7. Like, yeah, you can play it on turn 5, play it on turn 6, but when you play it on turn 7, you have 2 energy still to work with. And on top of that, if you have your Majin Buu online, you're gonna have 3 energy to still work with. So you can play this card safely and still be able to protect yourself. Very, very valuable. Very, very valuable. Great card. Right now I've got 1 Baby Golden Avenger. You could play 2. This is kind of a tech card. You're playing at full price because it's not like you're running Baby Unison. That's kind of why it's at this. It's a hard cast 5, and it's hard cast 5 for a counter. But the thing is, sometimes you're just going to be in those positions where you're swinging with the Kale after, you know, it's been out, or you're swinging with a Boujack, which has a much higher chance of just like being relevant for multiple turns in a row, and your opponent hits you with that almighty blocker negate, and they take a life, and you go, cool, Baby Golden Avenger, tap 5, eat my shorts, and you just play him, and your opponent's butt out. Like it sucks. Like, they're gonna get, like, this card always feels bad to get played against you. It's like, oh, so you negated because you didn't want to combo me? Cool. Or combo against me? Cool. I'm gonna play this 30k triple strike ape, bounce a card, draw a card. Actually, it's tuck a card, draw a card, and then you gotta out combo me, but you gotta also worry about the 30k triple striker. Disgusting. But he does what he does, and he's done what he's done for formats now. Now, the newest toy this deck has gotten is the new SR/SPR from the new set, Super Saiyan God Son Goku Miraculous Transformation. It's got Deflect, it's got Unique, Triple Strike, and Barrier. Counter Attack. Negate the attack and play this card in rest mode. Permanent during your opponent's turn. Reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 1 for each card in your opponent's energy. And then permanent, if your leader card is a mono blue and this card is in rest mode, your opponent's battle cards cannot attack leader cards. Okay, here's the cool thing. This guy, right, can be played on turn 3 if your opponent went first. Actually, even if your opponent goes second, your turn 3, they still have 3 energy, making this a 3 cost. So if you're untapped fully, you can just play this card. The funny thing about this is that, you know, you play it on turn 4 or something like that, and he's got barrier, so he's not getting removed unless they have a through barrier effect. But because this deck is so good at piling on combo power and doing some things, you're gonna be able to protect this guy really well. If this guy's on your field and you swing for triple strike and they're like, okay, I'm gonna combo out of that, bet. But can you combo over him on my turn, or your turn? Because if you can't, you're not swinging at my leader, unless you're doing it with a Unison or your leader. And that's very, very powerful. This guy's like, he's not like a floodgate, but he's definitely like he's a dental dam. Like, he's sitting there making sure that you don't get punched in the face for absolute game. And I love that. And then the next card we're gonna go into, boss card of the deck, Boujack on Rampage. Double strike, dual attack. He EX evolves on a Boujack of 3 or 4, so you can actually evolve off of the Rampaging Agent of Destruction or Boujack the Evil Doer. When you EX evolve for 5 energy, you're gonna draw 2 cards. So he's gonna Pot of Greed you when you EX evolve. But the important part is you can also pay 4 after you combo with him to play this. You're gonna draw 1 card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, and tuck it. And yeah, once per turn, when this card's in rest mode and your opponent attacks with a battle card, switch up one of your blue energy to active mode, tap 1 of their energy. Busted. Double strike, dual attack. He doesn't have barrier because that would be 2 snapped. This card is a monster. He's also 30k, so once you start getting rolling with this deck between this card and Kale, you have a fair amount of options for swinging with beefy double strikers. Beefy double strikers that can potentially be dual attack. This guy's always dual attack, Kale can be. Plus you've got the new addition of that Super Saiyan Goku card, and because Super Saiyan God Goku, and because he needs to be tapped to use his effect effectively, you're gonna be slinging him sideways every turn. He's got barrier, why not either? The almighty Baby Hatch, do we really need to explain this? The almighty Majin Buu, Assault of the Agents of Destruction. Card's also nasty. He's your premier 4-drop Unison. He's going to be how you awaken most times. Double strike, blocker. You guys should know what this card does. He's been one of Blue's best cards for a hot minute now. But he's also important because he's going to be able to bounce with his -1. But the other important part is that his activate main is going to allow you to draw a card per turn, while also allowing him to swing, untap so he can be open to block, while also untapping an energy during your opponent's just main phase. So that's a lot. He's a unit. He is a unit. You've got 3 Chill Army reinforcements, just the blocker negates, and then last but not least, you've got Galactic Buster, one of the best cards Blue has seen in a while. Had to get errata to Boujack leaders only. Just reading it, if your leader card is a Boujack Brigade card, that's the errata part, and you choose 1 mono blue card with energy cost, or battle card with a combo cost of 1 in your energy, draw 1 card, and then use the chosen card in the combo. If it's your opponent's turn, you use this card, and and you used a card in the combo with this skill, place a card in your energy from your drop area. Sorry, this card. I am fumbling over words. And then at the end of the battle, switch up to one of your energy to rest mode. You can activate the activate battle skill on copy of this card for the turn. So, cool thing about this is that using this correctly, basically correctly when you only have one energy left, you can effectively turn your last energy into 2 energy. Let's say you have 6 energy and you have 1 energy on tap. You basically can be like, okay, I'm gonna tap this energy, combo with a, Boujack Brigade. You could have 0 energy and you can play Galactic Buster, combo from your energy, play Galactic Buster. Well, you can combo again because you have 1 untapped energy being this Galactic Buster. Then you use that extra energy, and when you're done, you are asked to tap an energy and you don't have any energy to tap. So using this correctly, you can squeeze 1 more energy out of the turn. Now this was kind of better with Senzu Bean because Senzu Bean could do some funny things with it. You could kind of keep yourself open, but this is UW format, so we don't have access to that. The point is, using this is an extender of your energy. And that's actually just a really good thing. Use it correctly and you don't have to tap an energy because you're gonna be tapped out anyway, but you just squeeze an extra 2 out of it. This could also lead to a lot of different tricks because you can combo, extend, you could use this and just reach 1 energy deeper into your plays. You didn't have the correct amount of energy to hit the Kaba. Okay, well, you could. But no, it's just a very, very, very cool thing to be able to do. It's one of the main boons to playing this deck, just very much so. So that is the end of the explanation of all the cards. I know that was kind of a while, but a lot of people may have not have looked into this deck extensively like they could have. When it comes to this just set, you're going to be able to play a defensive game going into your turn 4, and then once you use your turn 4, you're still gonna be playing a defensive game, but your defense becomes very, 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 aggressive later on. Like, you're defending yourself with cards and you're paying for them to come into play. And so you kind of got this seamless switch between defense and offense that starts feeling really, really, really good. Past that, the reason why there are not many counters in this deck is because using your leader's effect will lock you out, and you don't want to miss sequence and untap 4 energy and then be stuck with like a God Sealing, a Baby Hatch, and like a Chill's Army Reinforcements. No. But the whole point is, this deck is probably blue at its prime in UW format and has the propensity to still be really, really, really good. So if you want to see how blue works in this format, I would highly suggest playing a little bit of Boujack, seeing if you like it, because it is pretty cool. And frankly, outside of Baby Hatch, you're not really going to be dropping terribly too much money on this deck. So yeah, I think it's actually worth a play. So yeah, if you like the content, think about subscribing. Let me know what you think in the comments about this video. Like I said, suggestions are always welcome for the next one. And I will see you the next time you decide to join Universe X. Later.